the AGV Pista GPRR. Should you buy one? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, this is the most controversial helmet in the whole motorcycle community. Should you buy one? I don't know. Should you? It's $1,500 to $2,000 for a helmet. Is it in your budget? Most people's it's not. So it's unrealistic to spend $1,500 to $2,000 on a motorcycle helmet when there's other helmets out there that compete with it just fine for way less. Now, can you find an AGV Pista for a good deal sometimes? Yes. I got a good deal on this one, and I got a really good deal on this one. That's the only reason I have this one. Key points. It's not going to be a super long video. I'm not going to go into depth of everything because there's no need to, really. Unless you guys want to see that, I can do another video about it if you want. But I bought it because this is going to sound really, really ignorant, but the color scheme matches my bike perfect. That's the only reason that I wanted one, to be quite honest with you. And I got it, and to be honest with you, it's, in my opinion, the best helmet you can buy. But with me saying that, it is also the most expensive helmet you can buy. But I think Arai makes one that's way more expensive, but that's a totally different subject. It fits my head like the best fitting helmet I've ever had in my life. That's the main reason I love the helmet so much. Carbon fiber's cool. This one's gloss carbon, twill pattern. This one is forged carbon. This one's a limited edition for Turo, I think is the name of it. And this one's the race replica version. So, yeah, if I wouldn't have got super good deals on either one of these, I would never own them, because it's crazy to ride with a $1,600 helmet, or whatever you want to say, $1,500 to $2,000, depending on what colorway you want and all that stuff. And then if you want to switch out the visors and all that good stuff, and you add on to that. But fitment wise, best fitting helmet I've ever had. Quality, all that good stuff. I think it's perfect. I think everything's perfect about it, to be honest with you. Most people like this because it flips down so fast, but cons about that is when you're riding, if you flip open your visor and you're riding, unless you can get it into a specific spot where you're like looking around and all that stuff, it just flops down all the time, which is a deal breaker for some people, deal breaker for not. I don't care if it flops down. I keep my visor cracked most of the time. The only time I really lift it up is like at a stoplight when if I need to talk to somebody or something like that. So that's about the only time I ever have it more than cracked, really, is when I'm talking to somebody at a stoplight or something like that, or if I'm walking around. Mine has a cardo on it. Technically not. It doesn't have speaker pockets, doesn't have none of that. There is, for certain people, it works for some people, works for some other people, I don't know. It didn't work for me, but you can take the padding out, and right where your ear pad is, there's a little slit, and you can open up that slit a little bit and fit the speakers in there for the cardo, or whatever intercom system you have. I think Cardo's the best intercom system. That's just my opinion. And you can slide the speakers down into that padding that your ear sits on. But that didn't work for me. So what I did, I put the helmet on, marked where my ears were, and I trimmed out a little bit of the foam inside the helmet, just enough so the speakers are recessed in there. They don't bump up against my head and all that good stuff. Yes, it destroys some of the integrity of the helmet. Does it destroy enough of it to matter? I don't know. It just depends, I guess. To me, I don't think so. But, you know, if you ask somebody else, they'll probably tell you different. So, just, you know, it made me sick cutting into a, you know, an expensive helmet like this to put a cardo in. But, you know, I run a GoPro on it. I have all my vlog stuff set up on it. My mic, you know, my cardo's in there. My GoPro obviously sits on the front. And to be honest with you, I have no complaints about it. Besides, you know, I don't really have any complaints about it. The complaints that you're going to want to know about is the helmet's really loud. Especially if you're riding this is a street like rider aspect. The helmet's really loud. There's no speaker pockets for a cardo, so you're gonna have to either cut the foam inside the helmet or you're gonna cut the padding where your ear sits. So you're gonna have to modify the helmet some way to put a cardo in there. Besides them two things, I think, you know, the loudness, which the cardo helps a lot with, I'm not gonna lie. You're supposed to wear earplugs with the helmet. It's a race helmet. It's not supposed to be quiet. It's supposed to be loud. So you're meant to wear earplugs with the helmet and go 200 miles an hour around a track. So it's not meant for street riders at all. It's the content creator starter pack. If you don't have a pista, you ain't making content. I'm just saying. So I'm joking. There's a lot of content creators that have pistas though, which is, you know, fine. Whatever, you do what you want with your money. It's fine. So it's just not a realistic purchase when there's other helmets out there that are totally capable of the same thing that these are, and not gonna break your bank. So but yeah, is it realistic to buy for the street? No. Do a lot of people own one? Yes. Do a lot of people own them on the street? Yes. There's also a lot of people that own them for the track too. So that's mainly what they're for. They're not made for street riding. So the people that buy them and they get mad because the helmet's loud, I researched the helmet like for forever before I even bought one. I knew everything about it that you could, you know, possibly know. I knew it was loud. I knew everything. Some things you could do to lessen the wind noise, especially if you have a cardo and you want to hear your music way clearer. You can get you a high quality earplug, not a cheapie, not like one of them ones you buy at Walmart in like a pack of 100, not those. Like a good quality earplug that'll let the good sound in and the bad sound doesn't come in. So there's a few companies that make them. I think Eargasm. I think Eargasm is one. I think they're one. I don't have earplugs yet, but I'll probably get some at some point. I haven't really needed to get them. So I think the cardo does a phenomenal job with, you know, making sure, you know, you don't hear a bunch of wind noise, but there's still wind that comes in there. Another factor is, if you can see, these right here are plugs. So this one doesn't have them because I haven't put them in, but this one has plugs, and they're literally just plastic plugs that you plug the vents with. There's no lever, there's nothing to pull, so you can open your vents and close your vents. You either take them plugs out before you go riding, or you put them in before you go riding, and that's what you're stuck with. So I put mine in, and I've never taken them out since I put them in. I don't really need to. I think the helmet gets enough ventilation without that, especially if you crack your visor a lot. Now, if you don't crack your visor, you probably want to take them plugs out, but I mean, I have my visor cracked, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I've never put them in this one. the helmet, this one doesn't have cardo or anything on it. That's why I'm telling you it's a loud helmet. So, is it realistically for you to buy one? Probably not. If you want one, by all means, buy one. If you got the extra money to buy one, by all means, buy one. I personally love it. It's the most controversial helmet on the internet, I think. In my opinion, just for the aesthetics and the fitment of the helmet for me, the fitment is the biggest thing for me. It is amazing. So that's why I think it's the best helmet. Fitment is a big thing for me. I got a big head. This is a large, this is an extra large. So technically I'm an extra large, but I like my helmets a little snug. It's not too snug where it's cutting off blood flow and making my head hurt or anything like that. So, but I have a system when I get a new helmet, like my Shark. I just gotta, I think it's in the other room, but I stick like a kid's basketball inside the helmet, like one that's like this big. I deflate it, and it takes like 4 to 7 days, depending on how long you want to leave it in there. I leave it in there as long as possible, to be honest with you. It's not gonna hurt it. But I stick the ball in there, I pump it up, I leave it, and then every so often I'll move it around and do the same thing, air it up, and it just wears in the pads without you having to wear in your helmet on a long ride or riding around town or whatever, because wearing in a long helmet tends to suck. Or wearing in a long helmet, wearing in a helmet, a new helmet tends to suck. Jeez. But yeah, so I mean, that's it, man. I mean, pretty much that's like key points of the helmet that people like for street riding that want to buy it for the street, need to know, I guess. All the other stuff is, just common sense, really. Especially if you've been looking into helmets for a long time. So the helmet's loud. The visor doesn't stay up. You gotta plug your vents when you leave the house, or leave them out when you leave the house, and that's what you're stuck with the rest of the time. I mean, besides that, I think that's just basic street riding basics that you need to know about the helmet. I don't think it needs to go any farther. If you guys want me to go farther in depth with the helmet and the pista and all that stuff, drop a comment and tell me. But is it realistic for the street? No, it's not. It's not. There's plenty of other helmets out there that are cheaper. I don't think any helmet on the market really looks like the pista. I think the pista is the slickest, nicest, one of the nicest looking helmets on the market. But some people got their own opinions and think different, which is fine. So but yeah, so that's pretty much it. If you guys got any questions or whatever, drop them in the comments. I'll answer them. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you would purchase a $1,500 to $2,000 helmet, and if it's realistic for you.